So this next part of the lab is all about inheritance and seeing what genes you all have. And so we're actually going to work backwards, and you're going to see your phenotype because you can see all these different traits that you guys have. And then you work backwards and determine your genotype. So you're going to go through all the different traits, start an introduction, read it, and then go step by step through all the different traits and determine what you guys have. So I'm actually going to do one with you. You're not going to be able to do this in lab. I want to do PTC testing with you guys to see if you are a taster of PTC. So PTC stands for phenolphthalecarbamine. And basically when you put the PTC paper on your tongue, you detect a bitter taste. That's me, and it tastes pretty nasty. So fortunately for you guys, if you are PTC tasters, you get to avoid this part of the lab since we're not going to be able to do it in person. So check it. Here's what I want to point out, that if you detect a bitter taste, so if you are a PTC taster like me, you carry the dominant T allele. You carry the dominant T allele. So that means that you are going to be one of two things. You have the dominant T allele, that's true, but are you homozygous dominant? For PTC testing? Or are you heterozygous for PTC testing? You don't know. You're not sequencing your genome today, so you can either be one of two different genotypes. So the way that I want you guys to reflect that is actually writing T for PTC testing and then a blank space right after, because you don't know what you are if you can taste PTC in this example. Let's see, if the paper is bland, you are not a taster, hence you are homozygous recessive for the T. If you are homozygous recessive, you could only be one genotype, two lowercase t's. There's no confusion about that. So you can actually write, since you guys are not going to be doing this, you can actually write my information in the chart, and we'll do this together. So let me show you where to find that information. All right, so you guys are actually going to go to your table 1 in your lab report, lab inheritance. That's found in the very back. And you're going to be working with all these traits. See all those different summaries for those different traits. Not all those traits are necessarily dominant. So you are going to go by whatever information they give you for that trait. Maybe that trait's recessive. So in this case, it looks like tasting PTC, like me, that was dominant. So fill this out for your lab, because you guys are not going to be getting to do this in lab. So taster of PTC versus a non-taster of PTC. It looks like I'm working with those rows right there. Well, I tested PTC, so I'm going to go ahead and X out the non-taster of PTC. You're going to do this for every trait. You're only going to fill out one trait, so you're going to X out one of the rows. I'm a taster of PTC, so I X'd out the non-taster of PTC. And I put check. Yes, that's my phenotype, tester of PTC. Remember that I didn't know what my genotype was exactly. I could either be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. I'm not sure which allele went in the second spot. So I'm going to put uppercase T and then a blank because I don't know which allele goes there. Okay? But I know I have that dominant allele since I tested for PTC. Over here, on this spot, you're actually going to cross out class number and class percent, since we're not doing this in class live anymore. And instead, as you guys fill out this graph, this chart, you guys, and wait 1 second, for each of the following traits, determine your phenotype, genotype, recorded data, and table. I don't want you to calculate the percent and do a bar graph. We're not going to be doing that today. But what I do want you guys to do, you're going to fill out the whole chart yourself with all those different traits. You are going to do a Google survey for me. and tell me which traits you have. Let's see, I'll actually put the link up where I'm gonna upload your lab, but let me go ahead and already add the link on here. You're gonna go to https://goo.gl/, looks like that's lowercase f, x, uppercase W, 5, can I fit it? Uppercase W, and then uppercase V. So https://goo.gl/fxw5wv. And you're going to fill out the survey, which is basically all this information. I'm going to ask if you're a tongue roller. I'm going to ask if you have a dimpled chin or not, earlobes, free, attached. You guys are going to answer that for me at the survey and turn it in when your lab is due.